Welcome back. This video will be about variables. So what are variables? Well, in the last video, we established that a variable is a way of storing a value to be used throughout the program. We've declared two variables and labelled them x and y. A box is the storage space, and the label on the box is the variable. The label is not the box, but it refers to the box. So if we want to find what's stored in the X storage box, we can find it by the name on the label. Now these variables have been declared, we can assign them some values. We'll assign X the number 2 and Y the number 3. These values have been stored. So in computing, what happens is we declare a variable, we assign it some value, well that value gets stored in the computer's memory, and the variable will point to that memory space so we can retrieve the value. Now we can do some maths. We can declare a new variable called result, which will contain our calculation. This variable will be assigned the computed value of y plus x, or x plus y. If you recall from the first video, the basic assignment operator, which is the equal symbol, assigns a value to its left operand based on the value of its right operand. The values of x and y are computed, and then the result, which is 5, is then assigned to the left operand. The box named result now contains 5. To give you a quick idea of how you might approach coding this, we declare and assign values to our variables, x equals 2, y equals 3. We then declare result and assign it the value of y plus x. Now we print out the value of the result, which we know is 5. Programming languages have functions such as print, which will print the value onto the screen. Back to our boxes, if we want to now multiply our result by x, we need to include result in the right operand as that's what's being computed. The asterisk symbol is used to denote the multiplication operator. As you can see, the assignment makes new copies of the values. The variables in the right operand, or the right side, are being reused, and the variable in the left operand is being reassigned. So let's write this out. We said that result equals a result multiplied by x. We print the result variable and it returns 10 as expected. So let's revisit our original example from the first video. It's the afternoon, we're going to make tea. We first declare the variables we need, which is an empty kettle and an empty cup. Next we assign values to them, which is 200 milliliters of water to the kettle and 1 tea bag to the cup. Next we add boiling water to the cup, reassigning the variable from 1 tea bag to 1 tea bag plus 200 milliliters of boiling water. So far in this series we've covered putting values in things and copying them around, but to actually make a tea you need actions as well. Rather than spelling out every single step in this process like this, we can create mini processes and then refer to them by name, more like this. In programming, these mini processes are called methods. If you have a recipe list to a particular meal you love, you don't want 50 copies of this recipe. Programmers understand this situation very well. The chances are some of the recipe lists will be slightly different to the one you're intending to use, but they all purport to do the exact same thing. Ideally what you want is a single recipe list, and you can call on this recipe each time you want to make this meal. This reusability of code is one of the key reasons for using methods. If you want to make a change to this recipe list, you only need to update it in one place. No one wants to have to make this change to every single one of our 50 copies of the same recipe. Back to making tea. So we declare our variables, so they exist, and we can leave a comment like this. So we declare kettle and cup. We next assign some values to these variables, which for kettle is 200 milliliters of water and for cup is 1 tea bag. This process is to reassign the value of cup with the value of cup plus the value of kettle. Leave it to brew for 2 minutes, stir for 5 seconds, and then serve. Now we can tidy this by using methods. So that's brew the cup for 2 minutes, stir the cup for 5 seconds, serve the cup. This stir method requires two arguments. The first is the object we want to stir, and the second is the duration. This format means we don't miss anything. Arguments are values which we can pass into the method. These values are then used inside the method, which is to stir the given object by the given duration in seconds. The object is the cup, and the duration is 5 seconds. If we wanted to make a different type of drink that required a longer stir, we don't need to rewrite this functionality. We can just use the same method. But in the next video for this series, I'll be covering data types, which are the types of data we can use. Please leave any questions, comments or feedback you might have in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.